Shiv Sena comes out and claims vendetta on the part of the Enforcement Directorate, saying that the government is going after political opponents. But there is one question that everyone is finding hard to answer. And I'm going to pose this question. Why did Sanjay Raut's wife allegedly transfer some of the alleged kickbacks to the Kingpin's wife after the ED began its probe? Now, viewers, this question is proving to be a thorn in the flesh of the opposition. And let's open this up. Let's hit the debate, viewers, on India Upfront tonight. Let's ask some questions. The Shiv Sena is represented by Yogi Gade. Also, this evening by Chandrasekhar Jha. There's Tehseen Poonawala, whose party ably supported the Gade government. There's Dr. Ranganathan and Sanju Verma, the national spokesperson of the BJP. Now, Mr. Gade, I want to begin by asking you this question, and it's a simple question. There's no guile here. I only want to understand from you, why is it that Sanjay Raut's wife allegedly transfers some of the alleged money she receives from the Kingpin's wife right after the ED begins to probe? What does this tell you, Mr. Gade?
Yes. Firstly, we should understand why is the national agency like the ED only behind opposition party leaders. Firstly. Second, when the Shiv Sena was with the BJP during 2014 to 2019, that time no Shiv Sena leaders got ED notices. It is only after they went with the Mahavikas Agadi, MLAs started getting ED notices. And most of the MLAs who got ED notices are with the BJP right now in the ruling government. So if one politician enters the BJP, they become holy. They get notices when they are in the opposition. This is very dangerous for the democracy. I am a youth. When I was 21 in 2014, I voted for the BJP government. In 2019 also I voted. I didn't vote for this one-way change, If you get to see, it is very dangerous for the democracy. When the youth of this country, the good people who want to come into politics, when they are watching this, do you think they will even want to enter politics? This is really not healthy for a democracy.
Mr. Gade, that's all right. You can give us a lecture on the Enforcement Directorate, its one-sidedness. You might even be right. I'm not here to argue the ED's case. I'm only here to ask you the question that strikes as the oddest to me. So I want to ask you, there is an alleged kingpin of a scam. He has a wife. That wife, at some instance, allegedly gives money to Sanjay Raut's wife. You see what I mean? Then suddenly, when the ED starts looking into this affair, Sanjay Raut's wife decides, don't like the smell of this money, let me return it to the Kingpin's wife. Now, can you explain, Mr. Gade, why suddenly this money became so odious? What was it about this money that became, to use another metaphor, a hot potato that she could not, spend? Now, what happened here, Mr. Gade? Please answer this very straightforward question, because I find it quite astounding. I'm not getting answers. I've been asking questions.
Yes.
A lot of people, they just don't answer. They give me this huge thing about the ED. So can you explain? The money was okay at one point. Then the ED steps in. The money becomes, I don't know what to say. It becomes smelly, stinky. Why? What happened?
Yes, Rahul sir, I really appreciate, as you are a very fair journalist and you give chances to everybody. And I want to tell you this. Last year, there is a BJP MP from Sangli. He was quoted saying, I'm in the BJP. I don't need to feel scared of the ED. There is a former Congress leader who has come.
I'm talking about the money.
Now, who has come into the
BJP. No, can you please, one second. Mr. Gade, yes,
let me finish,
we will talk about the ED's pathological aversion, in your words, to go after BJP leaders, and there might even be more than a ring of truth. Now, or a whiff of truth, since I want to continue the metaphor. But what was it about the smell of this money that so repelled Sanjay Raut's wife that she decided to return it to an alleged kingpin's wife? Can you explain this to me? Get to the answer.
Yes, I will get to the answer, but please don't interrupt, because I'm not interrupting when you are talking.
Sir, you'll run down the clock. Now, if you want to do that, you just tell me. I want to run down the clock. I want to talk about everything else except for the smell of this money. You see, if you agree, then I will let you answer. If you don't,
answer your question.
then I won't let you answer.
When all political leaders get the ED notices.
Yes. Okay. So when they all get the ED notices, they start returning the money. Some leave it in their cars, some leave it in a friend's house, and then say, not mine, not mine, not mine. As if saying it 3 times will make everyone believe it. Okay, well, that's interesting. That's an interesting theory. You get an ED notice and you leave the money. It suddenly starts stinking.